This cookbook has over 1,000 recipes. I'm picking just 3. This is the year I actually use my cookbook collection. 44 books, 44 weeks, 3 recipes per book, and I'm rating every single one. Some of these books I've been dying to cook from. Some of them I'm pretty sure are gonna make me cry. And a few of them I already have opinions on. Let's get into it. So here's the deal. I have 44 cookbooks. I've been collecting them for just a couple years and already have 44. And most of them barely touched. They look great on my shelf. I've bookmarked recipes. I've told myself, I'll make that one day. One day is 2026. Starting January 1st, I'm cooking 3 recipes from a different cookbook every single week. I've organized the whole thing geographically, starting in North America, working through Europe, Asia, the Middle East, Africa, then ending with vegetables, baking, and fermentation. I'm not just cooking though, I'm scoring. Every recipe gets 2 scores, an outcome score, how did it taste, and what I'm calling a CPR score, cussing per recipe. Basically, just how hard was it? How many times did I swear? A CPR of 1 means it was chill. A CPR of 5 means I questioned my life choices and sounded like Gordon Ramsay. Then, the book itself gets rated on things like ingredient accessibility, instruction clarity, and whether the recipes actually work. The final score, 70% recipe quality, 30% book quality. Okay, let's talk about the books I'm going to cook through. I'm starting the year with 17 weeks in North America because it's January, it's cold, and I need some comfort. This is my on-ramp. This is my ease into it book. Caroline Chambers wrote this based on her Substack, which I love. The whole premise is you're tired, you don't want to cook, but you're still going to eat well. Every recipe is a complete meal, protein, veg, starch, done. If I can't handle this in week 1, we're in some serious trouble. Yes, 3 Ina Gardens, back to back, modern comfort food, go-to dinners, and the original Barefoot Contessa. I'm not sorry. It's the dead of winter. I need someone who knows what they're doing. I need butter. How easy is that? Energy. Ina's been doing this for 25 years, and Go-To Dinners is literally designed for people who want dinner to be easy. That's me, that's the vibe, especially in the dead of winter. This one's different. Erin French is self-taught, runs a restaurant in Freedom, Maine, population 719, and people fly in from all over the world to eat there. The book is part of the cookbook, part memoir. It's seasonal, it's New England. It's the kind of cooking where you can taste that place. And I'm from New England, and I currently live in New England, so I'm excited to taste this and see what this little slice of New England tastes like in this cookbook. I'm also curious if it translates to my kitchen and the types of food that I normally cook. When Southern Women Cook, 323 recipes, 520 pages, and then America's Test Kitchen, 25th anniversary, 500 recipes, 608 pages. I'm picking 3 from each. When Southern Women Cook is the one that I'm most excited about in this section, honestly. It's not just recipes, it's 60 women and non-binary contributors, everyone from Vivian Howard to Tiffany Barriere, covering the whole South. Texas barbecue, all of it. I've already flagged drop biscuits with sawmill gravy, cornbread, and maybe gumbo. Maybe. Gumbo is a commitment. With 992 pages, over 1,000 recipes, this is the entire history of American cooking filtered through the New York Times, recipes going back to the 1940s. Picking 3 really feels almost impossible, but also kind of freeing. Like, I can't be comprehensive. I just have to pick what sounds good. There's just so many recipes. There's no way I could really pick just 3. I don't know, but I'll have to do it. Ending this section with dessert. Stella Parks is a pastry chef. The recipes are meticulously tested, and she tells you the actual history of American desserts. Like, did you know that chocolate chip cookies predate the Toll House Inn? This book won a James Beard Award. Stella Parks took home the James Beard for baking and desserts. I'm just ready to learn something from this book. Okay, these next 3 books are gorgeous. Half-Baked Harvest, Pass the Plate, and Cook Beautiful. I'm curious if they cook as good as they look. Half-Baked Harvest, look. There have been some serious critiques of her that I'll touch on when I review the book. This is Carolina Glenn's debut cookbook, Romanian roots, viral food influencer. She just won the 2025 James Beard for General Cookbook. I'm rooting for her. I really think that this cookbook's gonna be great. And Cook Beautiful took home the James Beard for photography. So at a minimum, it's gonna look really beautiful, and I've already flipped through, and it is. Let me tell you. Now we're shifting to Chinese American. 2 books from Christina Cho, Chinese Enough and Mooncakes and Milk Bread, plus House of Nanking. Chinese Enough is one that I'm pretty excited about. The title alone tells you she gets something about food and identity. It's not fully Chinese, not fully American, it's Chinese enough. That resonates. Mooncakes and Milk Bread is her baking book, and I'm a little scared of it. I've already tried cooking a few things from this, and I'm just not the best baker. Enriched doughs, mooncakes, steamed buns. This book won 2 James Beard Awards, Baking and Desserts and The Emerging Voice. This might be a high CPR week. Any week where I have to bake is going to be a high CPR week. I can just tell. House of Nanking is a San Francisco restaurant, and I looked them up on Google. They have almost 5,000 reviews, and the cookbook just came out in September. So I'm excited to be cooking from it in April. It'll still be like a pretty new cookbook. This is the first time the recipes are in print, and it's 3 generations of fan family cooking. And I love multi-regional and multi-generational cookbooks. Then we move to Mexico. We're going to start with Trejo's Tacos, which really is from LA. It's written by Danny Trejo. And I know what you're thinking. Celebrity cookbook, not good. But honestly, this book has big energy and it's great. I've cooked so many great things from it. The fried chicken tacos are a staple in the regular rotation at my house. It's just chef's kiss, honestly. So I'm excited to dig in and see a little bit more and learn more about the ingredients. And I know it's from LA, so it's not really Mexico, but I thought there was going to be overlap between the ingredients, so I wanted to move it here because the next book is CDMX, and she takes us to Mexico City. She runs 2 restaurants in Sydney, but she actually grew up in CDMX, and this book is the food that Chilangos actually eat: streets, markets, cafes, bars, the real stuff. So I'm really excited and a little bit intimidated by this book as well. Europe gets 4 weeks, 3 Italian, 1 French. And I know what you're thinking. 4 weeks for Europe, and you're only covering Italy and France. Yes, there is a big gap in my collection, and that's something that I will fix in the next few years. But to start, we're looking at Food of the Italian Islands by Katie Parala, Sicily, Sardinia, and the places tourists often skip. She self-published this one, which tells me she really wanted it to exist, and I've heard great things about it, and I just haven't really driven in to what is in this book, but I'm really excited, and I think we need to look at more of these self-published authors because I think there's some real hidden gems out there. Pasta Every Day. She's a pasta instructor and founder of Pasta Social Club. Step-by-step photos for every shape of pasta she's helping us craft, and she tells you how to kind of recover when things go wrong. High CPR potential, I'm thinking, but at least she's prepared me for failure, and I have cooked some of the things from this cookbook before, and she even has videos for some of the recipes, so you can follow along, and especially if you're like a more visual learner in video format than just like kind of those still pictures. And then Essentials of Classic Italian Cooking by Marcella Hanza. 688 pages, published in 1995. This is the Italian cookbook, the godmother. I put her at the end of the Italy section because I feel like I should earn her respect. And I think hopefully I will have worked my way up to some of her classic recipes, such as her bolognese. 716 pages, 1 week. This might be delusional, but I'm doing it anyway. This book changed how Americans cook. It came out in 1961. I've never actually cooked from it, and it's time. Julia Childs has been a huge influence in American culture. And there's a few parallels between what I'm doing. It kind of reminds me of Julie, if you've ever seen that movie or heard about that story. Next, we move to China, starting with the walks of life. 4 family members, mom, dad, 2 daughters, each with their own cooking style. Mom grew up in Shanghai, dad cooked in Chinese restaurants with his father, the blog is legendary, and this is the cookbook. Then Kenji's The Walk, 656 pages, over 1,000 photos. He breaks down the science of the wok, that smoky flavor you get at restaurants. This is a technical deep dive, and he is a James Beard award winner for his previous work, The Food Lab. So, anything that's associated with Kenji is going to be good. And then a book that I'm really, really, really excited for is called Everyone Hot Pot by Natasha Cookbooks. She has not released this book yet. It's coming in January, and she's a 4-time James Beard nominee known for pastry, and she wrote a hot pot book. Love that. I love when people branch out, and I'm hoping that it's going to be really great. And it's going to be June. Yes, I'm making hot pot in June, in summer. It's going to be miserable, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's delicious. Next, we shift on over to India and Pakistan and look at Dishoom, the beloved London restaurant inspired by Bombay's old Irani cafes. This book reads like a walking tour of South Bombay, 400 pages of food and nostalgia. I've wanted to cook from this for years, and I've heard such great things from the people over at Reddit, cookbook lovers. Monsoon by Asma Khan. She runs Darhile Express and was the first British chef on Chef's Table. This book is structured around the 6 tastes and 6 Bengal seasons. It's not just recipes, it's a whole philosophy about flavor. And then Pakistan. This is the first major Pakistani cookbook. The first. It covers every region and Pakistan borders Afghanistan, China, India, and Iran. So the flavors really pull from everywhere. Published March 2025. This one feels really important for me to learn about the culture. We leave India and Pakistan and head over to Indonesia and Bali, starting with Coconut and Sambal by Laura Lee. Traditional Indonesian recipes passed down through generations. She says sambals are the heart and the soul of every meal. I know almost nothing about Indonesian food, which is exactly why I need to cook from here. And Peon. Peon means traditional kitchen in Balinese. Maya is descended from a royal family. The book covers ceremonial food, foraging, zero-waste cooking. It's Bali beyond the tourist traps. So really excited to dive in here as well, because similarly to Indonesian, I have not cooked anything from Bali. Then we move over to the Middle East and Mediterranean for 6 weeks. This is a section where I think I might use an unreasonable amount of tahini. I have Simple, his accessible book. Recipes are tagged by what makes them simple, 10 ingredients or less, under 30 minutes, make ahead. This is the gateway into his series of books. Then I have Flavor, all vegetables. It breaks down why flavor works, processing, pairing, produce. More ambitious than simple, more rewarding if I nail it though. Ripe figs. This is Greek, Cyprus, and Turkish food. She traveled by boat and land, tracing ingredients from Ottoman times to modern refugee communities. The subtitle could be Imagining a World Without Borders. Really excited to crack this one open and take a peek. Lugma by Noor Murad. She ran the test kitchen. Lugma means a bite in Arabic. This book is pulling from Iran, India, and Levant, and it came out in March 2025. Eating Out Loud, this one was recently recommended to me on Reddit. It's Israeli food, family style, big energy. She describes her family's dinners as complete mishigaz. The whole vibe is eat with your hands, double dip, and let loose, which I love. And Palestine. This is his love letter to Palestine, Bethlehem, East Jerusalem, Nablus, Haifa, and the West Bank. 110 recipes and stories from voices that haven't been heard before. Next, we shoot over to Africa for 1 week, one book, 1 week, one continent. I know that's not enough, but In Bibi's Kitchen is a treasure. It won the James Beard for International in 2021. Bibi means grandmother. Hawa is Somalian, and she traveled to 8 East African countries to collect recipes and stories from grandmothers. South Africa, Mozambique, Madagascar, Comoros, Tanzania, Kenya, Somalia, Eritrea. These countries are the backbone of the spice trade. Pepper, vanilla, it all started here. The subtitle of this book could be War, Loss, Migration, Refugee, Sanctuary. It's heavy and beautiful, and I wanted it in my rotation. Now we've covered all the books that are geographically based. Now we go into books that are one subject, such as vegetables and plant-based, which we'll spend 4 weeks looking at. And at this point, I'll be in fall. The vegetables are good, and these books are here to remind me that produce can be the main event. It can be the thing that really elevates the dish. I'll start with Salad Freak. She's a recipe developer and food stylist, and she's obsessed with salads. Her rule, every bite needs something tart, something sweet, something salty, and a crunchy. 100 salads that are actual meals. Excited to add this to my rotation. Then I bop over to 6 Seasons by Joshua McFadden. 1, the James Beard for vegetable-focused cooking. The concept is 6 seasons, not 4, because spring carrots and winter carrots are not the same vegetable. He's a chef with the soul of a farmer. Then, his follow-up, Grains for Every Season. Same approach applied to grains. 200 recipes. Barley, oats, buckwheat, rice, organized by grain type with gluten-free labels throughout. We'll wrap this up by mastering the art of plant-based cooking. He's the Washington Post food editor. Over 300 recipes. This book treats vegan food as its own cuisine, worthy of mastery. Not food without meat, just food. We then venture over to our baking block, a block that I am, what's the word for it? Fearful of for 3 weeks. 3 weeks of baking, something that I'm scared to do. I already dipped my toes in with Christina Cho's moon cakes and milk bread. So hopefully by October, cookie season, I'll be able to handle something like Sally's Cookie Addiction. She runs the Sally's Baking Addiction blog, which is really popular, really famous. You've probably used her recipes if you've ever done any baking on the internet. Her salted caramel dark chocolate cookies went viral. This is straightforward, fun baking. Really excited to make a ton of cookies and practice for that holiday season, where I typically make goodie bags filled with cookies for my friends and family. Baking for 2 from America's Test Kitchen. Small batch, no waste, no scaling, no half eggs. You get to use your oven, toaster oven, and air fryer, and the recipes are designed to bake from frozen. So you can prep ahead, bake 1 cookie at a time if you really want to. Super dangerous information. I don't know if I could be trusted with knowing that I can make just 1 cookie at a time and put them in my freezer and make cookies on demand. Then I want to wrap up baking by 1 book that I consider to be kind of super important in the cooking and baking community, and that's Dessert Person by Claire Suffitz. You might know her from Bon Appetit and Gourmet Makes. Every recipe has built-in problem solving, what to do when things go wrong. Over 100 recipes, baklava, which is the baklava mashup, malted forever brownies. She has so many different recipes, and she also includes charts that show how difficult and how long each recipe will take, so you can really understand what you're getting yourself into. I'm ending the baking block with Claire right before Halloween. Strategic placement. I saved Fermentation for last. The Noma Guide to Fermentation. Noma has been named the world's best restaurant 4 times. Every dish there includes some form of fermentation. This book covers kombuchas, misos, vinegars, lacto-fermented vegetables, black fruits, 400 pages of technique and science. This is the hardest book in my collection that I'm estimating. We'll see once I cook through if I still believe this at the end. but it requires time, planning, and patience, none of which are my strong suits. But I put it for last because if I put it anywhere else, I think I'd find some sort of reason to skip it. So that's the plan. 44 books, at least 132 recipes, 1 year. Some of these are going to be easy. Some of them are going to make me cry. I'll be scoring everything, tracking the outcome, CPR, and sharing what I learn along the way. The schedule starts January 1st with Caroline Chambers and ends the first week of November with Noma Fermentation. If you want to follow along, cook with me, or watch me attempt Noma Fermentation, subscribe, and I'll see you in January. Wish me luck.